So now it's preparing to live stream to YouTube. Let's see what it says. AI overview says it don't do weather chat. I don't know what that means. Live stream to YouTube. All right, so now we're live, Holly. So it's 1 minute past 9, and hello guys, and welcome to this webinar. So the topic of this webinar will be AI overviews. And so I made a couple of videos in my own YouTube channel. I just actually posted a YouTube video 30 minutes ago, just before this webinar started. And that's also what the topic is, also AI overview. And it's the new hot thing. It's been around I think that in the US, it's been around for more than a year. But in Denmark, it was just rolled out in Denmark a couple of months ago. But in the United States and elsewhere, it has been around for a while. And so the reason that we are having this webinar is because first, it's super interesting, it's new, it's SEO. And two, Holly is actually arranging a live conference in August, and I'll give the word to Holly in just a couple of minutes. So she's actually arranging an SEO conference in August where she will show exactly how to get into the AI overview in a matter of a very short time. And for those of you that don't know Holly Starks, she is I don't know, she's the YouTube queen. That's what you started to become known for, Holly. Your ability to just kind of like manipulate YouTube videos and YouTube rankings. And I think that you started becoming a public name in 2014, if I remember it correct, from what I have read about you. And since 2014, first you did all that YouTube stuff, and then you just became a link building wizard. So, and I've had the privilege of meeting you 3 times. First in SEO Rockstars in Dallas, then at my own conference, Yax SEO, where you talked for 2.5 hours about automated link building. Super exciting. I still remember that talk. And then at your own conference, Dark AI, also 2 years ago. And I just so when you're speaking, Holly, it's just so it's interesting because you know so much, and you think the way that you think about SEO is different from most other SEO people, because I don't know why. I don't know why it is, but you
I
just
don't have
do.
an answer for that either. I just look
No.
at it differently.
So yeah, so the topic for today, Holly, is a AI overview. So yeah, I don't know what to start. I want to give you the words. Do you have anything to say? Do you like AI overviews?
Um, I mean, AI overviews have been around, I think, in the US since at least since last year, in maybe May or June is when we started testing. We went to Garen's, had a little like 10-person mastermind, and he was the first person where I was like, he couldn't get it in on demand. He couldn't fire it on demand, but he got a 50, probably maybe even a higher, maybe 60-40 chance of getting it in, which I was interested in, but to be honest, I was like, man, it's a little bit like a rabbit hole. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I won't do it right. So was just working on my normal podcasting stuff that I was doing and my other nonsense. And actually, I was doing the AI stuff, but I really wasn't focusing on overviews very much because I felt more like on ChatGPT I should focus. And I didn't really check very many overviews until this year, like later in this year, probably maybe even in late January. And then I was noticing I was firing them on demand, which basically just meant if I want something in there, or say my name doesn't show up for the YouTube Queen, I can flip it really quickly. So I was sort of just teaching myself what was the best way to flip it with the least amount of my business runs, is I don't want to do a lot of work. I want to watch a lot of Netflix and go to the pool because we're at the campground. And then I was just quietly doing reputation management, just very low key, to be honest. I was very focused on podcast stuff and my KDP and the books, and I wasn't so much focused on AI overviews. And then, dark AI came in about, and more people were talking about it, and I was like, maybe this is something I'm going to look at. So it really probably fired up in the last 2 or 3 months, where I'm like, I pretty much can throw anything in there that I want to, as long as I have like the data sets that I need and the backlinking that I need, right? And then after you called my name out, I was like, man, now I'm gonna, because I was like, I didn't even, because I don't pay attention to that, right? Because I don't call myself the YouTube queen, just everybody else does. And so I never really, I don't look at up myself on Google ever or ChatGPT. And so then I started looking up and I was like, who are these other people? So yeah, after you were like you said something, I think it only took me maybe like 2 hours,
Yeah,
maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to flip it.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean it was like a fun test. I'm always up for fun tests, but that's
yeah,
pretty much how I started doing the AI overviews, is that just I usually stumble into things. I look at something and I'm like, why is that working? If it's working there, can I just do the same type of thing with less amount of work, I guess.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's so that it actually answers one of my questions, and I think it also answers one of the questions that the users must have is how long does it actually take to get into the AI overview? Because so the traditional way would be to have a super powerful website and just build links to your own blog post. Just build links, 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 and then hope that
Yeah.
cross your fingers that you get into the AI overview. But I mean,
Yeah.
you never know if you can get into the AI overview, but that way, if you're just building links to your own blog posts. So and I mean
I
and I
don't
mean
know if it's so much about having a strong website. I think it's more about having consistent daily posts with those keywords.
yeah.
So you could have a really, really strong website, but if I'm making consistent posts like on Reddit, on Quora, on Medium, on LinkedIn, on those type of places on every day with those keywords, those are going to win over a website that is a DR of 80
Mm.
because you have consistency on the side.
Yeah. So I made
That's
a
what
I
I
made a
see.
list a couple of weeks ago. I researched a lot of different AI overviews. So I made a list of the websites that you need to post to in order to get into the AI overview. So it is LinkedIn, Reddit, YouTube, Quora, Medium, and yeah, so these are the five basic ones that you need to post to. And then I discovered a couple of weeks ago that I had an AI overview for my name in Aalborg, the city that I live in. And the
Hmm.
source was the about.me profile. So that's a little bit interesting. It's not super powerful and it's free, the about.me. So that's interesting that that was cited as a source. So I think that actually opens up for new ways of solidifying the AI overviews that you can build a kind of like a ring of these websites.
Yeah. I mean, I have like very much like you have, I have a list of mm, probably maybe 1,000 sites that we will build profiles of. And, you know, it's very much of 2014 SEO for me is so like we're doing um profiles, we're doing directories, we're doing the social media and citations and stuff like that. Um, but we're building them more on a daily basis. So we might build only 10 today and 10 tomorrow and 10 the next day. We're not building 1,000 at one time. So I think, and also Paul from the Dre Show, he did a test too, and that is how he was able to take the king of SEO, is that he had PR releases and he did 10 indexing 10 every day. So I think it's the new fresh content along with a strong profile or profile wheel, whatever we want to call it,
Yeah.
and driving links to those.
And I think that's
There's definitely back.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
go
old
ahead.
school SEO, and I think that's interesting because I was just attending the Link Building Mastery Conference last or this month actually in London, and we discussed what the difference was between AI overview and just the organic SEO. And the difference is the AI overview is based on a neural network that you train with sources, and they don't have a spam filter per se on these sources. So if you just take 1,000 of your websites and just say, Holly Starks is the YouTube queen, Holly Starks is the queen of YouTube, and so on and so forth. The AI will just learn that, okay, so it's repeated 1,000 times. It must be true. So that's why I think that it works so well.
Yeah, and again, it depends upon what type of competition you have, right? It depends on who's trying to capture that snippet, that AI overview. It, like I set up this morning, right, like before my first one at 9:30. I set up a couple tests and that I piggybacked off your test. Um, and they were easy to flip because nobody was targeting, right?
Yeah,
So, and then there's ones which should flip, like, is Jasper better than white bread? It should have flipped by now,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But it hasn't, and it's because my first subset of list, we only did 100. The second set, we grabbed 200. The third subset, we grabbed 300. And so
yeah,
I can tell based on that what sites are going to pull in and what sites aren't, right? So I have a very large list of sites because not all of them are going to work, and then we have
mm,
to drive links to those sites. So, and sometimes the wrong sites even pull in anyways.
yeah.
It's some of it drives me crazy because I'm like, I can see it, and then all of a sudden you'll get ones that don't make sense at all.
Yeah, so what you're talking about is that you wrote to me a couple of days ago that you wanted to try to trigger the AI overview for, is Jesper Nissen better than, was it white bread?
White bread, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I actually have a campaign going right now on that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I would have thought like so we have to, throw it in indexers. We have to fire up the softwares. We have to use the subsets.
yeah,
Um, it should flipped. It should have flipped.
yeah,
But the indexing might just be slow today and crawling at a very slow rate. Because I was hoping to show you that today. But yeah, I mean, most of my I know most people when they say testing, they last like 24, like 20 days, 30 days. Like my tests, I need them to last like in a matter of hours. 6 hours probably is the max. Because if it doesn't flip in 6 hours, I know it's probably not going to work. So,
yeah,
and I'm a person who needs instant, like, hey, this worked, right? So
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I might not be able to flip it. I might be able to get, it doesn't have an AI overview right now or a featured. So
No, it doesn't.
we'll
I
see.
think, don't you think that that it's because it doesn't have an AI overview and it's never something that people have searched for. So there might be some training time for the machine.
I mean, maybe, but it depends upon which power list I used, right? So I also put you in for the Godfather of SEO, and I did the Wizard of SEO, and
The Prince of SEO. We have.
yep, and the Prince of, so we did Prince, Wizard, and Godfather,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
only one out of the three flipped because again, I have my three subsets. So I know one of them I needed flipped, right? So I used my power software list to make sure that
I
you know what I
think
mean.
actually, so yeah, so the Wizard of SEO and the, do you say Godfather of SEO, they haven't
Yeah,
flipped yet, but the Prince of SEO is starting to show up now. I'm
yeah,
starting to become slowly the Prince of SEO.
right. So the way that I know that it was flipped is that from my list is because it says in the United States.
Yeah,
And so when you do AI overviews, you can't just have your name in there. I can't just say Holly Starks, right? I have to say Holly Starks, and I want a topic, and I want where. And if I can have more information in there, that's good too, right? So I said in the United States, I know you're not in the US, but I figure that a lot of the clientele is from the US and they think that we're cool in the
I think it's interesting with the I noticed that the geo modifier, so if I search for Jesper Nissen Aalborg, then I had the AI overview. But if I search for Jesper Nissen Aalborg
Yeah,
from US, I didn't show up for the AI overview. So I don't know if it's because
yeah.
of the Aalborg and it knows that Aalborg is a Danish city, or it's because I mentioned
I
Aalborg in the
think that
sources.
right. So my source that I just referenced was Reddit,
Yeah,
and then I drove a ton of stuff to to a couple of the sources.
yeah.
So it again, it was 9:30, so it's about 4.5 hours ago, maybe 5 hours ago now. But if you flip it, and anyone watching this, if they look at who is the prince of SEO, if it says in the United States, that
Hmm.
was one that we built. That was not one I wanted it to show, not because it's a secret thing, just because that was not what we built. It was just
Hmm.
it was picked up more or less. So
Yeah,
we have to, it's really about driving links, about having fresh content. And I referenced your Reddit.
yeah,
So that along with Reddit, with Quora, with
yeah,
Medium, with LinkedIn, you know what I mean? With all those, as long as you're referencing them.
yeah. And so it's interesting because my Reddit. So for those of you that didn't join from the beginning, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but earlier today, I posted to. Actually, I have the list here. So I posted to Reddit, X, LinkedIn, Medium, Blogspot, Tumblr, Facebook, and I just posted a YouTube video and I made a GBP post. So it's 9 posts in total, and special mention goes to X or Twitter because for those of you guys that remember before Elon Musk he purchased Twitter, you could make these Twitter moments with do follow links. And then they shut that down. But actually now if you have a pro account in X, you can actually post long form articles with HTML content. So today I upgraded my X account to a pro account to actually try to do that. So that's nice because you can now make anchor text links in X. So that's nice actually. Yeah.
So it is flipped for who is the wizard of SEO. If you're just on Google and it's on all, it doesn't have you. But if you click on AI mode, you're the first person that shows up.
Who is the weird sort of SEO?
Yeah. If you click on AI mode, you can see that it says individuals. You're the first one.
Okay. We don't have AIO mode in Denmark yet, so I can't click on
Can
that.
I show my screen?
Yeah.
Um, okay, let's see.
Hold on. I think that you can just share.
I sent a request.
Yeah.
Okay, share. All right, so you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay,
Eh,
so who is the winner of those SEO?
Oh
We're
no,
just
no,
gonna
not
refresh
really.
it.
It just says okay. Now we see it. Yes, we see it now.
Okay, so who is the winner wizard of SEO? If we refresh it, you're not you're not in there, but if we click AI mode, you're right there. And this is me. This is SEO in the United States. This was my specific line that I was driving links to was this.
Yeah.
So
This
that
is
took
so
five
cool.
hours on the AI mode, but that did not flip, and I'm guessing this didn't flip either. Um, if we do AI mode, yeah, that did not flip there. It's
No.
going to flip though, because if this flips,
Yeah.
this is already flipping. So the all tab, which is
Yeah.
what you guys see, this is gonna flip.
Oh, so
So
you see
I'm
that?
actually competing it with James Dooley, which is
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So then we did the godfather of SEO, which is James, but I'm trying to flip that, and I know it's going to be a little bit harder because he really owns that space, but I'm going to see if I can flip it. So,
And what?
yeah.
How does it look when you search for who's the prince of SEO?
So this is the white
That's
bread
the
one.
that's the Godfather. Oh.
Oh, it flipped.
Oh.
But it's so offering SEO courses and link building services
This
or a
Jesper
food
Nissen better
item.
than white.
So this line right here was one that I drove links to.
Hmm.
So it flipped there. If it flips there, I guarantee you it's gonna flip here. Even though there's not one, but I can fire them. Um, uh, it's not, yeah, it's not flipped yet, but it will. And then the Prince of SEO is this one, which is Reddit. So somebody, I don't know if the links that we drove picked it up, but it's picking up your Reddit post.
Hmm.
And in here,
Oh, it picked up my Medium post.
this
Oh,
is your Reddit post. This isn't me. This one was not me picking it up.
oh,
This is either your website, it's maybe Medium. It's this is yeah. Those aren't any of keywords that I targeted.
that is awesome. So I posted to. Could you click on show all in the right side? Show all the gray button there. Okay, so it's my website and Medium and Facebook. I posted about that
Yeah.
today. I posted on today on my Medium account, my Jesper Nissen SEO account, and I also posted on my Jesper Nissen SEO Facebook account. So I think it might be from those places. It seems like it
Yeah.
actually. That's awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't like that, I don't think, when we started, because I didn't know you were the Prince of SEO,
No.
you know?
No.
And I'm trying to get the mother of SEO, and it has not flipped.
Hmm.
But I've never been like as an entity as a mother of SEO. And then I'm trying to get I'm trying to get the king and the queen,
Yeah. Okay, so Paul,
but
he's the king. I see now.
yeah. But if you do AI moded, it's Giron. Oh, it's Paul, Peter, and Giron. I'm trying to take that whole thing and put my name in there, but
Yeah.
it's not because it said if you go, is Holly Starks also the king of YouTube SEO? I'm not.
No. But you are
Because
recognized
I can,
as the queen
yeah,
now, the queen of YouTube SEO.
yeah. So entity wise, um, I probably could over maybe like it's probably going to take a week to try to take that, but I just wanted to see if I could do very simple things to take it up because my name's not, it's not, it's with the queen, not the king. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And it knows the difference, but if it yeah.
yeah.
What about
So,
did we look at the father of SEO?
oh, the father of SEO? All right, let me do that one. I didn't do this one, so I don't know if you did or not, but
Uh,
No.
I didn't try for that one either. So
Yeah, I didn't try for it either.
it's it's just random. I'll have to try for that one, the father of SEO.
Yeah. So if you do, but if I just put in your name,
Yeah,
oops, let me see if I just put in your name. It doesn't have an AI overview, and that doesn't have an AI overview. But
that's what you're looking at there is my knowledge panel. If you could go back again.
yeah, I mean, we can take the knowledge panel too. It just takes, I'm not going to do it in all 5 hours, but yeah.
No.
I mean, I think we could take the knowledge panel with the AI overview, but I mean, we did it with another guy's on accident, so I'm guessing
Yeah.
that we could. So yeah, I mean, it's so much fun just to test it. And
I think it's super duper fun, and I think that is what Paul did with the open PR and his press releases. I think that's super interesting.
yeah,
I think,
but
and
I've
I
also
saw.
noticed
Sorry.
if you have a YouTube video with the keyword and in
Yeah.
the description and in the video and in the audio of it, um, and then we do the podcast along with it. You know, you have Apple, you have um Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of those saying the same thing, that it fires quicker. And they're strong sites. So Google's reading them. I think that's helping. Well, we know for sure the YouTube videos are helping.
Yeah. I was talking to Clement about the podcast links, and I didn't try that yet. So I'll have to try that out because you can buy the subscription to what's it called? The subscription where
We use Buzz. Yeah.
Buzz is it called Buzzsprout or
Sprout.
something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Buzzsprout. Yeah.
yeah.
Or you could use like SoundCloud too. So
SoundCloud,
yeah.
does that also distribute it?
Yeah. But we use Buzzsprout
Yeah,
ourselves.
it's just awesome.
Yeah.
But so the fun thing is that I'm personally not using. Clement is saying use transistor.fm. I'll have to note that down, transistor.fm. I don't know. I think that Clement he mentioned that before. I don't haven't tried it. The fun thing is that I'm not using podcast and I'm not using press releases, but I can still trigger AI overviews.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think for me, it's interesting that you can have different strategies. And of course, you can also apply all the strategies.
Yeah. I mean, we could technically we have fired up X Runner in the last 3 weeks and did the same thing with building links with like GSA and Money Robot and your software,
Mm,
Peter software.
yeah.
Any software is going to work. It's the what you're driving the links to. So is if you're driving links to the five big ones, which is like Reddit, Medium, LinkedIn, YouTube.
YouTube,
Mm,
yeah.
I said
Uh,
YouTube. There's another one I can't think of. Maybe Facebook.
Twitter X.
Twitter or
Yeah.
yeah, probably Twitter or Facebook. And you're driving links to those, even with XRunner, which is a super spammy software. It's forums. You're doing brand mentions, you're gonna flip it, you know?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It is just awesome. So one of the things that I got a question in the Facebook group about, so the terms that we are competing for right now, it's vanity
Yeah.
terms, not something that we can actually use for anything.
Yeah.
Have you tried to flip AI overviews for something that you could actually, you know, make money off, or
Um,
terms that you actually? I'm not
yeah,
asking you to mention anything specific, but
yeah. So I will broadly say the ones, but so we have
broadly, yeah.
done teeth whitening. We have done local stuff for like AC repair, specifically in Houston. We have done a ton of reputation management, which is the person's name or the
Mm.
brand.
Yeah.
Like that is really like if you're using AI overviews, that's the best way to use it, right? Is to fix brand and reputation management. For affiliate stuff, so ClickBank products, we have used it for, I think we have maybe 10, maybe 8 or 10 products that we have done over the last month. There's a health list that we have. It's like vitamins, like these gummies that we have done for those. So for us, we're probably, I would say 50% reputation management, 30%, 40% for affiliate, and 10% for local. And it's only because I don't normally have local clients where I have to worry about their AI
Mm.
overviews, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have enough testing to say that you can get their keywords in, but just based on the testing that we do,
Mm.
you can get things like best of their brand, how do you fix, like questions that people are asking. That's really how what AI overviews is about questions. So if Quora is showing up or Reddit is showing up, then you can get AI overview to show up. But if it's like AC Repair Houston, um, it's not gonna fire a AI overview. If you do best AC company in Houston, it's probably gonna throw a AI overview.
But don't you think that they are going to ramp up the amount of terms that you can actually fire the AI overview for? Don't you think that that's the end goal for Google is to fire AI
I
overview
mean,
for almost anything, even branded terms, you know?
you would, my dog's gonna bark, maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Chloe. Okay. I mean, you would think so, but Google makes money with maps, right? So for local terms, um, what we have seen, like if I'm in Madison or Wisconsin where I am, and I'm looking for stuff in Madison, unless I have something like best or questions, if I just do very like AC repair, like plumbing, Madison, it's not throwing an AI overview, and I don't know if it will. It, yeah, I don't have enough data on that yet.
No.
It'll throw it in ChatGPT,
Yeah.
right? You can get it that. You can throw it in the AI mode. But as an AI overview, it's entirely different. It's a different concept. It's pulling from different sites. ChatGPT pulls from different sites than what Gemini pulls from, than what the AI overviews pull from. So you have to, like, we have different approaches for each LLM, basically.
So that's I'm glad that you mentioned that because have you actually seen in ChatGPT if so let's say that you're triggering for who's the queen of YouTube SEO. Have you
Yeah.
seen in ChatGPT that you're also the queen of YouTube SEO in ChatGPT now or
I
actually
think that I am, but let me,
let me check.
yeah, I am.
Uh,
Um,
that's interesting because I am using I don't know what model it is, but I don't see you in ChatGPT. I asked who's the queen of YouTube SEO in ChatGPT. I don't see you. I see Sonny Lenarducci, Catherine Manning, Annie Dubé, Jessica Stansberry. Who's the queen of
I
YouTube?
did who is the queen of SEO. I'm the queen of SEO, ChatGPT says.
Okay, who
Um,
is?
and so who is the queen of YouTube SEO? It says Holly Starks. I'm the only person who's mentioned.
Yeah.
And again, I know this wasn't from mine test because it does not say in the United States. And I was very specific with my link driving to say in the United States. So I knew that if it said that, it was from like this set of list.
Hmm.
So this, it already knew me before
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Like if I do, who is the king
Who is
of
the
SEO? Oh, who is the king of YouTube SEO? It, okay, it says you.
what? It says me who is the
It says you. Yeah. But I'm gonna put this in the chat. That's what it says.
I like your version of ChatGPT.
That I'm using 4.0, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so I mean, each one is there's a different approach for each of them.
yeah. And what's the because I know that Peter Drew, he has this there was a question about his software. I know that he has this software that posts to LinkedIn and Tumblr and these places. And he focuses on Bing and ChatGPT, but I haven't personally focused on ChatGPT and Bing, not yet anyway.
Yeah. I I mean, I'm really good with AI overviews and AI mode.
Yeah,
Uh and the other two, which is why I'm doing the conference with Garen is good at the other ones.
yeah,
So I think that the other ones are more about trusted sites, and that's why I can't flip it so quickly.
yeah,
Is that I'm pretending that these sites are trusted based on the amount of links, right?
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I'm personally focusing on AI overviews because I think that that's where I can shine. So that's where I'm going to do it, and then Garen is doing the other part. So
And it's the future. So it's I don't think that it's going away. We don't have AI mode in Denmark yet, or perhaps not in Europe, but it's it's going to be it's here forever, I think. I don't think we're
yeah.
going to back to the blue links.
No, yeah. And so like if you see Jack says his says Peter Drew, and then if you checked Clemens might say something else. So that's the thing is with these all of these models is they'll switch. You keep it refresh, you come back later in the day, it'll throw you something else. Um,
Mm.
I don't I don't know when it switches, why it switches. I think it's more about if you have daily content. It just works. It's picking up daily content. So just keep on your posts every day. Keep on building. SEO is not going away. You have to build links.
Yeah.
It's it's
I think
not
that
the sky is not falling.
links is vital. You can't do this without links.
Yeah.
I'm sure that people are thinking, well, I can just post, I can just create 100 blog posts on my own website, and that's not going to work.
No, it's not at all. And I've tried it. I tried a couple different things. Like I just want to do my name
Yeah,
and just see if I could do just Holly Starks and see what it was, right? It did not have the same effect. For even for reputation management, I just did the person's name. Didn't do anything. I was like, because someone else was like, you have to have like entities and you have to reference a website. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah,
mm.
I had to go back and look at what people were talking about and then switch my thought. And then once I did it, then it's firing right the right way. So
What about traffic from AI overview? Have you seen? I'm not personally monitoring it, but have you seen? Is it good traffic, bad traffic? Is conversions higher or lower, the same? No
yeah,
conversions?
I'm not tracking it at all either. So I can't. I know just based on what other people have said is that the conversion rate is really high if it's coming from ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I know that like our sales, our affiliate sales, we're getting affiliate sales. I don't know where the traffic is coming from though.
Jack is saying that Jack has seen conversions are significantly higher from AI overviews. So that's that. How do you know that, Jack, actually? Could you reply to that? How do you track that? That they're coming from AI overview?
I mean, you could probably track it by having a certain page or a coupon code that is getting put into ChatGPT.
So Matt is asking for competitive local niche keywords modified with buyer intent, such as roofers who work with USAA insurance in city name. Is there any schema or on-page factors to add in order to get AI overview, Gemini, AI mode, and or ChatGPT exposure? I can say in my testing, I did not think at all about schema, on-page, or entities in the links that I built. So
Yeah,
that's not to
100%.
say that it doesn't have an effect. I'm just saying that in my testing, I didn't worry about it. What are you saying?
Dude, no, I don't even know how to do schema. The answer is no. And the on-page factors, um, I think you're only on page would you make sure that you have your keywords in the content.
Hmm.
The title. It's really big to have it in the title.
Yeah. Okay, so Jack replies that he ran a test question and answer. Okay, thank you, Jack. And Mitch is asking follow up to backlinks. Talk about the number of backlinks versus the actual traffic coming through those backlinks. Does the click-through rate coming from the backlinks make a significant difference?
Um, I don't think so because here's the only reason why I don't think so is that the campaigns I started at 9:30 just fired before the webinar and less people are massively clicking on them, which I don't think so. I can like 95% say no. Does not matter about CTR.
I think also it doesn't matter at all because I mean for low competition keywords build about.me profile and profiles like that, and I know they won't get traffic because people don't click on these profiles.
Yeah.
Still, they're cited, so I don't think it matters. Jay is asking, he's very, very curious about your 1,000 sites. So I should say that with regards to that question, Holly is arranging this SEO conference in August. This webinar, we're not giving away any free sites automation wise. I'm also doing automation. I'm not talking about that in details anyway. And Holly neither. So with regards to the 1,000 sites, I don't imagine that Holly will ever share that list. I don't know. It's up to you, Holly, of course. I'm just saying I don't.
At the VIP conference, the VIP day, which is so the conference is July 31st to August 3rd. And at the VIP, we are sharing the list.
There
And
you have it.
it's not an in-person, we also have a virtual ticket, but it has to be bought before the conference. So it's not like I'm gonna have it and then sell the recordings and then you get my list. You have to pre-buy the ticket and then you would get the list, more or less. So
Okay, so Holly, could you talk about your conference and what's going on? How many days? Who is coming to talk? And
yeah, I was hoping that you were gonna come and talk.
I yeah.
You gotta come here when it's hot, not just when it's cold. Because I think you came when it was cold.
Yeah, it was
It was
nice.
in October.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it was
nice.
cold.
Yeah,
It's not 100 degrees.
yeah.
So okay, so you can buy the tickets at store.hollystarks.com. So there's two tickets. There's a VIP and then there's a there's a regular ticket and a VIP ticket. The regular ticket, it's whatever, it's 3 or 4 days. It's at the campground where we are at Camp SEO meets Dark AI, basically. It's in the clubhouse, it's air conditioning. Um, So the speakers right now is Chad Lawson. Put me on the spot. Chad Lawson, Garen, Tristan, Lee Whitaker, and I probably will pull Honey up. I'm at a loss for who's up. Oh, Luke Fanders. He has a GMB review software that actually leaves reviews. So if you have GMB, it's a very good thing to come to. And he does not go to conferences, by the way. So we don't have a lot of speakers because we want the content to be very open and where you're going to have conversations, as we're not going to be talking over your guys' heads. We're going to be trying to work projects together more or less. So that's what I'm sure I'm missing people because I don't actually even remember, but there'll be like a couple people who talk more than once, right? So Chad and Gieran and Tristan all want to talk about N8. So and have like probably a 3-hour conversation about N8 and tell us how they use it, how it's best to be used and stuff like that. So that's pretty much, it's very relaxed. Like come into shorts because it's going to be ungodly hot here. You know, a very like chilled out thing. So on the VIP day is where we don't be so secretive about AI overviews and the LMMs, and we'll tell you exactly how we're getting in. You'll get our list. It's my stuff that I use is relatively inexpensive, and then Garen goes over what he does. So it's just me and Garen on the VIP day. It's in person and it is a virtual. So there's no discount because it's a virtual. So if you buy a ticket, just tell me which one you want to do. That's what it is.
I think it sounds awesome.
And then you sit around and have fire. Or like sit around and at the fire and have a few drinks and talk more SEO, you know.
And for those of you that don't know the persons that are coming, it's top-notch people.
Yeah, it's
Top-notch.
people who if I can't get something to work, I will message them. Like they're the people that I learned from, you know. They're very, very, very intelligent people, and they are ahead of the AI game for sure. It will be recorded if you cannot make it like live, you know, as a virtual. So yes, it's recorded. Oh, Brian Cato, he's speaking too. I forgot him. There's more. I just can't remember who was all speaking.
I inserted the link in the chat to your conference or to your web shop, store.hollystarks.com, and
Yeah,
Rabbi Rizik,
Raheem. Yeah,
Rabbi
Rabi.
Tristan.
He's talking about AI ads. I don't know if you caught his webinar a couple weeks ago, and he was building
No.
ads with AI. Amazing ads. Amazing ads. He built me a couple of ads for our podcast directory that we're selling. So I have a podcast directory that was built with AI, and we send people awards. And
Mhm.
he did an ad for me, and it converted a lot higher with his ad than the way I was doing it. So
Awesome. So there's a question about Amazon products. So Ismail, he's asking, how would you do an Amazon product? So I don't know if you're doing affiliate for Amazon products or not, but yeah.
yeah, so you would just, you know, like you make your more, so how I do it is not the way that you have to do it. I'm just telling you the way I do it. I have a YouTube video that is made by AI, very simple, you know, 30-second to a minute video with a keyword rich, and then you know, a blog content or a blog, sorry, that is linked to the video. And then I drive links to both of them, and it's a very specific link list. And that fires an AI. So we fire for the benefit of the product. We don't fire for the product name, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Tim is asking, Holly, if you have used or if you know how good Robbie's map toolbox software works. Yeah,
So we at Dark AI, the last one in February, he gave he talked about Blogstorm for an hour and his toolbox, and I'm guessing he's gonna do it again because
yeah.
he is speaking. So he will have the floor for a couple hours. So have I used it? I used it a little bit for the podcast. Like I use Blogstorm for the podcasting stuff. I don't use the toolbox necessarily.
No,
Not because I don't like it, because I don't have local clients to do it with.
yeah, so the toolbox, the map toolbox or map pack toolbox, that's a local SEO software. It builds local schema and Google My Maps, the KML files. Yeah. And the Blogstorm, it's a WordPress plugin, WordPress platform, I think.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, I think that his Blogstorm software, I think it's a WordPress platform that he builds websites.
Um,
That's
it might be. We only use the podcast section of it,
okay.
so I can't really comment on that.
No,
I've only had the the podcast, and then the the AI ads. That's what we've used his stuff for.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if people have questions. Now's the time to fire away. We have a comment on YouTube. We had good results with exact match domains plus some links with just 100% AI generated duplicate content with different cities. You can rank in the overview and featured snippet with a fresh domain within days.
Hmm.
So I did not know that actually.
It would be it would it would be interesting to see if they can do how if they can fire local on a consistent basis. And then my guess why the new domain works is because it's fresh content. And if you're driving a reference to that new domain of backlinks, goes back to SEO. If you do your normal SEO of referencing that website. Referencing, not linking, referencing, brand mentions,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Uh, we never like link directly to, right? We just do brand mention.
yeah. Holly, Clement is asking Holly, what AI software are you using for AI videos or ads?
I think it's the flow.
Sorry,
Flow?
Flow.
FLOW? I
Okay,
think it's called Flow.
Flow. Okay, I don't know that one.
Um,
And Alex is asking, are you doing much with YouTube videos
it's
these days, Holly?
all right. Wait 1 sec. I'm getting this for you. So it's labs.google. Oh, it's Google Flow.
Ah, yeah, we don't have that either in Denmark also, not yet anyway.
Okay. So I'm using Google Flow with CapCut.
Yeah.
And then prompting, so he gave a bunch of like he has a GPT prompting, and it asks you like I think 6 or 7 different questions, and then it gives you the script, and that script goes into Flow, and then that goes into CapCut.
Hmm.
And it sounds easy, but if you don't have the directions, it's not very easy. Um, so that's what I used.
Okay.
Um, what was the question? Am I doing much with YouTube videos these days? So my YouTube stuff is more doing affiliate stuff and the podcasting stuff. So I am very heavy into doing podcasting I'm doing like podcast citations. So if you look up the Business Spotlight Show on Google, you'll see my podcast and you'll see the website that we're doing. So it is a audio, you know how like GMBs have citations. We're doing audio citations through AI and podcasts, and those podcasts then get pushed over to YouTube. And then we're doing with affiliate stuff. Those are the main things we're using like YouTube for. You don't have to work that hard to be ranking on YouTube. So I mean, it's CTR and like the title, you know.
Charles is asking, what was the name for the show?
Um, it's called the
The Business Spotlight Show.
Spotlight Show.
The Business Spotlight Show refers to a series of shows, podcasts, and online content, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So, um, I'll get the website, but
Yeah.
that's the website. So we're actually using Google Sites and we're mapping to the domain. So if you actually check the domain, I don't think the domain is indexed. The Google site is indexed, but the domain is not. Which I don't care. I don't need it to be. I just need it to have the audio citations. Yeah, so the AI Overview Knowledge Panel was just specifically because we did the podcasting.
I really need to look into these podcast links.
Well, you can have Holly do it for you.
Let's talk about that.
I think
Actually,
Clement does them too. I know Clement does them because he has podcast clients.
yeah. Tim is promising to send you and me some proven worthwhile strategies for ranking in AI. So thank you, Tim. Ryan is asking, what are some of the key on-page tactics you are finding most helpful for page refreshes? I'm guessing you're talking about blog post, Ryan. So what I would say is make sure to refresh the date for the blog post, and you can do that in WordPress or update it. Mention that this blog post is updated, but you also do need to change some stuff inside of the blog post. Otherwise, Google will most likely not update it or refresh it. And then ask Google Search Console. That's what I do. What about you?
I don't necessarily know if I do anything different. I just build my blog posts on a daily basis.
Yeah. Are you still using XRummer? Yes, you are. You
Yes.
mentioned it. Yeah. And Tim is asking, Holly, have you integrated AI into your SEO? It has massively changed local SEO with what I am doing now.
For I mean, cool. It's like GMB posts and FAQs. I'm more using AI for social media than the GMBs. So, right. So we go to like Instagram, pin, Twitter, and we will start a discussion, a brand discussion, and we'll keyword rich it. And we ask ChatGPT for those discussions. We ask them for a content calendar for 30 days, and we give the, like the business name, the phone number, what we want to rank for, if we want feature snippets, AI, we ask them for all of that, and they spit out it, and then you can use AI assistant or whatever, you can use Make, whatever you want to use, to create the posts. And then heavily into podcasting, because you can do an audio citation for a GMB, and we're doing books, right? So we have, if you go to KDP or you go to Amazon and look at my name, you can see all the books that we have created. They're all created with books. And then we're doing an audio video story, like actual story about the business. And ChatGPT writes everything. So we're getting links from like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Walmart. Um, there's a lot of big bookstores, and people are actually buying the books. So brand push what we're doing more than anything.
So Opayami is asking if you have a spot for interns or an apprentice who are willing to learn.
I don't usually do that. No, I don't usually do mentoring anymore. Other than if you're coming to like the event, you would have a hands-on and you could have face-to-face questions, or if you do it like, obviously a virtual ticket, but that that's all we do really.
I think actually it's a good question because if you're new to SEO and you're watching a webinar like this, it must be a little bit steep learning curve, I would say. I understand the question actually. It's just, yeah, taking on interns. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Holly, we used a little bit more than an hour now, so I think we will stop it now. But
Okay.
thank you for coming on. We
Yeah,
have
thanks
one.
for having me.
We did answer that. Yes, and yeah, thanks for coming on and thanks for sharing. I that was inspiring, and thanks for pushing me up as being the prince of SEO.
And you're
That's
gonna be
awesome.
better than white bread, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see if we can. Yeah, if we can promote me to be better than white bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. See you in the next one.
Thanks. See you guys later.
Bye.